I went to Procter & Gamble about 6 months later, up at Wyong. They had a site that they had relocated from Sydney, set up there in 1990. When they first got the line going and they put some new equipment in, they were running on average about 35% OEEs. They tried TPM using the Japanese approach, didn't work. Went back, had another go at it 12 months later, and they've been at it for over 2 years, and their OEEs were now running well above 80%. It's a great success story. In that process, what they'd learned was that once they got up to about 70% OEE, and prior to that they were doing a lot of project improvement stuff, they had to turn over and create behaviour change. And they got into the behaviour change activities where they started to train the operators up into understanding the equipment. And what I witnessed there was while we were talking to a lady operator, the line was running, it's a bottling line. So same as the winery, you fill, you cap, you label, you package. Except it tastes a bit different in the shampoo line. But they're running this line high speed. While we're there, the line trips out. Lady operator excuses herself, she was showing something in front of her improvement board, goes over the line, opens up all these cards and covers that were interlocked, dives in, fixes up the problem on the capping machine, capping part of the machine, closes it back up, the line's going again within about a minute. My first reaction was this must happen quite often because she knows what she's doing. The answer was no, it hadn't happened before, new product hadn't been that problem. Next question I said, is this lady operator maintainer type lady? No. How come she knows so much about the equipment? Answer came back, no, she's an ordinary operator, been with us for 5 years, hasn't got a trade, but she's been developing her mastery skills for the capping machine. I'm going, what do you mean by that? We went back to the manager's office and he drew this diagram for me. And he said what they'd learned was that they had base skills and flexibility was they'd set up these teams of 4 to 8. But what they used to do is at their site, they had 3 production areas. So shampoo lines, they had their liquids lines, they had their creams and lotion lines where they made things like Clearasil, all that sort of stuff. And they had their powders lines, which were making nappy sands and all that sort of stuff. So they're making these 3 different groups of products. They would move people around every 6 months to give them experience in all the areas of the plant. And what they found was that they could get base skills and teach people how to operate a line, but that's about all they'd learn. Then they just move on to another area. It was only when they made a conscious decision to keep people where they should stay in one spot and keep extending their training, so they started teaching them about the functioning of equipment, so they could care for it, and they could identify problems at the earliest possible time and make minor adjustments. And it's through that skill development is what I see. And what they found was, because it was quite a complex line, each operator sort of picked one section of the plant to develop their mastery skills on, and then they would share those mastery skills. And that line there was gradually moving up as they would share their mastery skills across their team. They could all cover for each other, achieve the production plan, and they're developing some mastery skills through understanding the function of equipment. That's how they got their very high level of performance. That's how they got this high degree of ownership. Took about 6 months for that. That was that for over 2 years. So people just stayed in the same area. They didn't move them around. And that's really the key to this area-based team thing. You put them in there as an area-based team with the expectation they'll stay there for quite a while. So area-based team structure must support an ownership environment that has base skills and flexibility across the team and promotes the development of mastery skills and expertise through formal improvement activities.